there, and welcome to Universal Studios Orlando. Now, this behind me is the original Universal Studios park. This is not Epic Universe. I put a video out yesterday saying things were about to be epic, and that's not a lie, but that's tomorrow. So we're just gonna come hang out here at Universal a little bit. I think we're gonna just look for Jaws stuff and talk about the Jaws ride itself. So we parked in Jaws, and I was like, let's talk about Jaws. I love Jaws. Now, it's the 50th anniversary this year coming up. A few years ago, we actually visited Martha's Vineyard, checked out all the movie sites. Jaws is one of my top movies of all time. It's just fantastic, the whole thing. There used to be a ride here in Universal. No longer exists, unfortunately. But there's still lots of remaining objects of Jaws, not from the ride, but from merchandise, things of that value. So, yeah, let's talk about Jaws. Let's go. I had mentioned the 50th anniversary of Jaws this year. It was released in 1975. Immediately after that, 1976, over on the West Coast in Universal Studios Hollywood, they opened a Jaws attraction on the tram tour. It was an immediate hit. And then this park, Universal Studios Florida, opened June 7th, 1990. An opening day attraction with Jaws, which was inspired by that tram tour ride. Much longer though, it was a full attraction itself. It was a little troublesome with the animatronic shark not working, just kind of like when they were filming the movie. Steven Spielberg had all kinds of problems with that shark, but he doesn't regret any of it now, because it definitely inspired a large amount of my favorite movies. Definitely a Spielberg fan. But yes, Jaws reigned his terror here June 7th, 1990 till I believe it was 2007. I'm gonna have to look that up for verification. But there's one thing I always have to do when we come to Universal, and that's gonna be our first Jaws stop, to take a photo with Bruce. We got Jaws hanging on the pier here. There's always a big line of people here trying to take a photo. And directly across, we have this press penny machine that is Jaws themed as well. So we got the photo spot on the left. We got Hello Kitty taking place of the original movie poster, the Amity Island sign, and then Amity Island Jaws with a little heart with a bite taken out of it. And it's a classic one where you still hand crank it yourself. Those are getting a little more and more rare. But I absolutely have to always get a photo with him. They even had a setup last year at Universal Hollywood with a very similar photo op. I have so many photos with this shark. Here's a few. Just a few. Click, 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 click. Camera sound. Click, 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 click. Camera sound, camera sound. Click, 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 click. I have so many pictures with this shark. It's kind of crazy. Did you see the Hollywood one in there? Didn't quite match. Over here where you can get some adult beverages. We got some Amity shark themed billboard. It's like the school 4th of July music festival. This used to have a lot of other decorations. It looks like they cleaned it up quite a bit. I like their tip jar over there is also a shark. Now inside the candy shop. Now you can find these everywhere throughout the parks. You don't have to specifically go to the candy shop here. But Jaws, the chocolate flavored bar with caramel and sea salt. Just figured I'd show it. They do have lots of nice looking snacks. None of which that are currently Jaws themed though. Lots of minions all over the place. Dun 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 dun. And coming up next on the agenda is the Universal Studios Mega Movie Parade. This parade themed to some of my absolute favorite movies, including Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, tons of other ones as well. But of course, featuring Jaws. As the float approaches us, it starts with Chief Brody and the mayor. They're leading this 4th of July celebration here in Amity, checking things out. Brody obviously not very happy about the shark. The mayor saying summer dollars, that's all we're seeing is summer dollars. And we of course have the Amity Marching Band coming up behind us. And the big float here, the detail in this is incredible. We have the shark cage right in the front, concealing the driver. I do like that you can spot the driver in all the parade floats. But the shark cage, we have the barrels, Quint up top of the orca. This float is absolutely fantastic. Over here at the horror makeup show. Fantastic show, highly recommend. Nothing in the show has to do with it, but in the lobby here, if we walk inside, it's filled with displays, including Jaws. We have a Ben Gardner bust here. Eye popped out and all. Made a mad dash over to the other park, now in Islands of Adventure over here at the Universal Orlando Annual Pass Holder Lounge. So it's a little lounge you can gain access to, and for the month of May, they're giving away a Jaws 50th Amity Island magnet. So it's an exclusive free magnet if you have your pass. We also got this button for the opening of Epic Universe, so that's Celestial Park. We'll talk about more about that tomorrow. But look at this magnet. Amity Island, 1975. Love it. Back at the Film Vault here. This is one of my favorite stores because it has motion picture memorabilia. Right in the window we see Jaws. Jaws is featured quite a bit in the store. Look at this hat. It's got a little shark bite taken out of it. We have these at home. Well, one of these at home. This Jaws commemorative glass. They have lots of Jaws merchandise in here. Now, this isn't exclusive Universal Jaws merchandise, but it is Jaws merchandise nonetheless. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Got Amity Island Shark Tours. More classic hat here. Bags. Anything you could really want. We got a sailor's hat. Some more shirts. More bags. Nice little thin jacket. Little windbreaker. A t-shirt. Pins, keychains. This auto bumper decal. Boxer briefs. Got some Jaws boxers. Got a little headband. Warning. Looks like he's eating your head. Of course, you have to have a little shark. I love that Amity welcomes you sign. Some nice decor. Swap to the inside of the store now. We're going to include this stuff. This is from the Universal Studios ride, the Movies era, which is when I first started visiting here. We'll include it because Jaws, Bruce does make an appearance on the logo. So they have these shirts, these cups, all this stuff. Got this little mug here. He should be, yep, there he is. They're pretty much all the same logo. But it counts. It's Jaws. You can also grab a miniature version of the movie poster as well. Back here in the back. We're kind of jumping back and forth here. So we started at the beginning of the park and then we came over to the Bruce statue here, the photo op, and then we went back to the front of the park. Now we're back next to the San Francisco area here. San Francisco. Hey, buddy. That was kind of cool. The San Francisco area was themed like this since the park opened. It was right next to Amity, which is where Diagon Alley stands. I believe I said 2007 was when Jaws closed earlier. It was actually January 2nd, 2012. I was thinking of Back to the Future, which is The Simpsons over there. I know we're giving a little Universal Studios closure history. 2007 is when The Simpsons, or when Back to the Future closed for The Simpsons to take over. 2012 is when Jaws closed. Now, the reason why I said all that was long-winded. This statue was part of the original theming here in Amity. This is Man at the Wheel. This is a recreation of a real fisherman's statue it's in Massachusetts, but this was part of the original Amity Island theming right here. And the whole reason that I said all of that was because there is still some Amity Island theming that you can see that has survived all the madness of the Harry Potter wizarding world. Diagon Alley took its place, but there's still some remnants. Now, where we were just standing was on the back of Lombard's Seafood Grill. You can actually go around to the back, and it's quite relaxing. There's not much going on, but this is where we can kind of start to see the theming. You can see the Hogwarts Express right there. I never noticed that. You can see it entering King's Cross Station. So this area right here, this is where Amity was. Went complete renovation. It was turned into London. We have King's Cross Station. We have some London-esque buildings. The night bus over there, all Harry Potter themed. Diagon Alley is right on the other side of those facades, and that is where the actual Jaws ride itself stood. It's where it was before it was done that. But this is where we can start to kind of see the theming. So right here, San Francisco has not changed. Any of this, none of this has changed. Pier 41, I mean, you know, refurbishments throughout the years, but it hasn't had to be rethemed. So because it was facing Amity, we have some Amity theming here. So we got Amity, shipfitters, and riggers since 1879. This very obvious tower right in the front here, Amity Island Lobster Company. That right there. Then we're going to take a little real-time walk just across the road here, pedestrian road. We're going to go over to the record shop here. There's going to be a reference to Quint. Whoo, feel that AC. It's about 85 degrees right now, so the AC coming out of that building felt fantastic. But we're going to go right over here to the record shop where it says old, rare, new records. We're going to go to this one right here. Here's to Swimming with Bow-Legged Women, the Quint Trio. Obviously, referencing, if you're a Jaws fan, one of Quint's lines. He says that in the movie. Then as we go into Diagon Alley over here, which, Diagon Alley is pretty cool. I miss Jaws. I was lucky enough to experience Jaws when I was younger. We're gonna go this way. It seems like there's more people coming that way. The reveal in Diagon Alley, I've shown this before, is amazing if it's your first time and if you're a Harry Potter fan. But if we go back into here, and then we're gonna hang a left into Nocturne Alley, because there's some more Jaws references in there. One thing I will add, I had it on my computer and I did not bring it with me. I've been planning to do this video for quite some time, but I honestly was not planning to do it this trip. So I have an overlay on my computer of the exact ride layout. So I think I'm gonna have to incorporate that somehow else into another video. But I had the exact ride layout of what was where and where everything was back here, because we're standing where the lagoon was, where the boats would go around, all right here. But again, another long-winded sentence. The whole reason I said any of that is this dragon blows fire. We're not going to wait it out, but he blows fire. He's roughly where the fire scene was in the Jaws ride. So when you see him blow fire, that's about where the fire was erupting in the Jaws attraction. Now this over here, Nocturne Alley. This is what I was referencing before. We can find a few Jaws references down this dark alleyway. Like these shark jaws hidden on the bottom shelf in Borgin and Burt's. I don't know if this is so much a tribute or just prop reuse. Supposedly these were from the ride, recycled props. These shark jaws. Did I say Borgin and Burt's? I think that's what I said. I don't know if I pronounced that right. The other reference I was going to show, which to my surprise is no longer here. Over on the wall over here, there used to be some shrunken heads that would sing. And they would sing a theme from Jaws. One of the Jaws songs. But they're no longer here. I wonder when they disappeared. I have some footage of that. I'm gonna see if I can round it up. But I did have some footage of those shrunken heads. Where did they go? Oh my goodness. Now, outside of the actual Diagon Alley area, these bathrooms are from the Amity area as well. They're getting renovated currently. But the actual building itself remains the same. This was part of Amity. These were the Amity, the Jaws restrooms. Not crazy exciting, but I find it interesting that it survived because the theming around both sides continued. It was just the center that they completely revamped. Also, it's very fitting that they have the Jaws poster right here on the side. There we are, Jaws, 1975. It does make me wonder how often, because it's 2012, so 2012 Jaws closed. That's 13 years from now. Yeah, from now, but in the reverse direction. 13 years ago. How many of these people have no idea the sacred ground they're walking on? They're all Harry Potter obsessed. But that's okay, because the Harry Potter theming behind me was done well, and if a replacement is done well, that's phenomenal, and that's all we can ask for. It's when things aren't done well that then we're bitter. But Jaws, right here, Jaws throughout the park. He's lurking everywhere. Bruce is still lurking all over the place. I kind of showed everything I knew off of the top of my head. I'm sure there's other things I missed, and then merchandise is always changing. There's a cup that's going to be released. It's supposed to be released this month. Hopefully when I'm out in Hollywood, it will come out, because there's not much merchandise that I see, and I'm like, I gotta get it. But this cup, here, I'm gonna put it right here. So this is an official Instagram post that they posted. They released the announcement of this cup. Look at that thing. It's so good. I'm buying it. There's not merchandise that I'm like, yeah, I have to have that. There's sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh, I want that, but like, I'm buying this cup. But yeah, Jaws. If you enjoyed the video, like it, from Universal Studios here. Tomorrow's gonna be epic, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Until next time, be good, have fun, and learn something. Do 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 do. Red means stop, yellow means slow down, green means go. So let's go all over this town.